Do you really need to know that? Started in 1975. So yeah, I've cracked 44 years. Hi, I'm Stan Braaksma and proudly work for Greater Wellington Regional Council as a land management advisor and have spent a lifetime in this game trying to better the stability of farmers' properties. I thought our block was always 20 hectares here and 5 there. We're trying to cure erosion, obviously. Very young country, so a lot of sedimentary soils which are formed under the sea and then lifted up, but they're young and so they come with quite a high erosion content on them regardless of the vegetative cover on them. And under farming they're constantly under wear and tear from animals, grazing pressure, droughts, over rainfall. And then we come in with our tools and try and minimise the impacts. I mean, we've spent 100 years clearing the land and it's going to take of that order to get back and protect a lot of it. So we had a boom in dairying a while back. Yeah, and dairying put a huge push for more land and more resources to cater for the more mouths around. And so a lot of dairy farmers, they didn't have the flat land available as a runoff, pushed into the hills. We've got some really terrible soil types that get very, very wet and get damaged with all the hoof. I don't know if you've seen photos, but yeah, cows up to their bellies or their hocks and mud is just, and then one rainfall and of course it's all mixed up and a bit like icing sugar. Every time you add water to it, it wants to run away on you. And so yeah, we have soils out there that are very leaky on a day-to-day basis when they're wet. Yeah, well, the reason we plant poles is for land stability, but also for trying to clean up waterways, riverbed protection. Well, the brilliance with poplar is they can vegetatively regrow from a stick, basically. But a 10-year-old pole could be expected to have 10 metre root spread. And so if we plant at 15 metre spacings, then by 10 years we've got interlocking root systems with our meeting. That protects the soil from movement. The interlocking root systems certainly bind soil particles. Without the roots, pastured soils slip, erode and disappear down the slope. So this block is due for cutting this winter. And as you can see, nice big diameters in the poles and they're growing through to grade. That's taken 3 years to get there. You have to say we're the poor cousins in the breeding in New Zealand and that there's not a lot of money in our product. All it does is protect the soils. You'll note that we have a long history of our involvement in here and I'd like to think a high impact amongst the farming fraternity and a huge respect for what we may have achieved. Certainly there is huge hectare coverage of vulnerable slip-prone soils. But hopefully here we can hold our heads up because we've got a working relationship with them. Yeah, we're not going in there and telling them how to do everything and what they need to do and what this rule and it's been a neat job in that we've been allowed to be on the front foot with them and work with them in the industry. I can go anywhere in the Wairarapa, there's a bit of me everywhere really, but yeah, you can't take that away. It's part of the landscape really. Yeah and no. It's going to be really hard cutting the cord, but it's going to have to happen. And I've hung around an extra year, at least over a year actually. So I think work's got the best out of me. Not going to get too much more.